What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So we are here today for part 2 of my full week of training series. The most recent episode, if you've seen it already, was my pull workout and interval session. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check that one out as well. This is day 2 of my training week, and today we have a push day and an easy run. So obviously I'm just going to be showing you exactly what I'm doing in the gym and what my easy runs should look like. As you can probably hear from my voice, and as I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm still a little bit under the weather, so my running performance probably isn't as good as it can be. You know, I'm expecting that on my easy run my heart rate will ramp up quite a bit. Obviously the goal is to try and keep the heart rate as low as possible. So before we go to the gym, obviously we're having our essentials Ghost, and you can use my code J for 20% off. This is the Legend Sour Watermelon pre-workout. As you can see, it's in a packet because these are perfect for traveling. So if you are going away and you want to still take your supplements with you, Ghost have you covered. You don't have to pack the tubs, take up loads of room in your suitcase. You can literally just put loads of these in a little pouch. It's convenient, easy to take with you, and you can still make sure you're getting in all your necessary supplements on your holiday. Bottoms up. Let's go to the gym. Right, guys, so we have pulled up to the gym. Today we've come to a different gym. We have 2 gyms we train at here in Cyprus. One is a little bit bigger, has a bit more variety. This one is a little bit smaller, but it's a lot quieter, much better for filming. Kind of just have the pick of the bunch here, you know, as in there's no one here, we can use what we want. But when you're traveling, you know, obviously, and you go to different gyms, you're not gonna always have access to the exact same equipment, so you're gonna have to be able to adapt your sessions. Luckily, the gyms we're training at here do have a very, very good selection of everything and pretty much everything we need. If you have watched episode 1, you will know the set format, how we format the whole workout. In this episode today, I'm not gonna go through specifically why we're doing what we're doing. So if you wanna know more about the set format and how everything's laid out and why it's laid out that way, then go back to episode 1 because I talk about that a lot in there. Let's go. One thing I will say, if you're going to a different gym and the brand of equipment is different, or you're using a different Smith machine, like a Smith machine is a prime example, all of them have different sort of functions and work differently. You know, some have more assistance on the way up. So identifying the weight that you need to use in order to be working close to failure is something that may be a bit of a struggle because 2 machines can be completely different. So the weight that you performed to failure in one gym, it may be lighter or heavier in another gym. The more experience you get in the gym, the more you'll be able to know by less warm-up reps what sort of weight will take you close to failure. That's what I'm doing here. So for me, I'm just gonna keep working up, doing 2-3 reps here and there until I know, all right, okay, that feels like the type of weight that in the 6 to 8 rep range, I will hit failure, or 10 to 12 rep range, etc., etc. Right, so obviously when we're doing our push workouts, as when we're doing any workout, we want a variation of exercises and we want to make sure we're targeting all areas of the muscle. So obviously we started with the incline press, hitting that upper chest. Now moving on to a flat dumbbell press, one of the goated exercises, you know. Obviously machines are always good, but you know, as long as you have some dumbbells, there's a lot you can do. And we're incorporating this workout into our program because somewhere here in Cyprus, I know no matter where I'm training, they're gonna probably have dumbbells. So yeah. Right, guys, so 2 exercises in. So far we've done an incline chest press on the Smith machine for a top set of 6 to 8 reps and a back off set of 10 to 12 reps. Just now did a flat dumbbell press. Again, top set, or the goal was a top set of 6 to 8 reps and a back off set of 10 to 12. However, the weights were huge. So even though obviously it's the same weight that I'm used to lifting, I feel like the weight distribution was a bit different. It was really hard to handle the weights. So I didn't hit my rep range, but obviously on the back off set, I did. Now we're moving on to chest flies, a little bit of an isolation exercise, and we've got 2 shoulders, 2 triceps, and that's a wrap for the push workout. Okay guys, so as you would have heard me talk about in episode 1, right now, lifting weights isn't necessarily our priority. That doesn't mean that we're neglecting it. It It just means that the majority of the focus isn't on the weightlifting sessions. So for me, I'm trying to condense my sessions without dropping the volume too much. And the way I do that is when I get towards the end of my workout and I move on to my shoulder portion, do a shoulder superset with a tricep. It's not necessarily an antagonistic superset because they're not necessarily opposing muscle groups. However, working your shoulders and then going into a tricep for me is something that doesn't affect one another. So I'm not going to be exhausted on my tricep from doing a lateral raise. And like I say, it's for practicality and just making sure the session moves nice and fast, so we're not in here for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we get the session done and then we can focus on our running because the marathon prep is priority. So yeah. Right, so done my lateral raises, superset with straight bar push down. We're now moving on to a cuffed lateral raise. Luckily they have cuffs here. Set pattern, which I noted on the first episode of this series, when you do isolation exercises, sometimes it changes. I like to favor my first set, a slightly higher rep range, 12 to 15 on the isolation movements, and then 2 sets of like 8 to 10 reps. You're working that slightly higher rep range, almost pre-exhausting the muscle. You're just essentially working to failure in a slightly different way. Because isolation exercises, you're limited to how heavy you're actually going to be capable to go because of the nature of most of the isolated movements, because you're typically either working a smaller muscle group or, like I say, the movement pattern, you just can't overload it too much. So sometimes it's good to do that slightly higher rep range, get the blood flowing into that muscle, then go slightly heavier and do, 8 to 10 reps, as opposed to doing that top set of 6 to 8 and a back off. Right people, that is the gym workout wrapped up. One thing I want to point out, which just come into my mind, is that not every set is going to go to plan. Sometimes you won't have the same capacity that you did in the previous week. There may be various factors contributing as to why this is: sleep, nutrition, stress, to name a few. Sometimes you'll be able to have an even higher capacity and you need to push past what you think is your typical rep range or your typical number that you hit that gets you close to failure. But for now, it's time to rest before we go and get our easy run in. I love the easy runs now. They feel like a breath of fresh air, like a relief that I don't have to push my body too hard. So yeah, we'll be doing that one very soon. So I'll see you in a sec. Right guys, so evening is upon us. Temperature has cooled down here in Cyprus. It is currently about 21 degrees, which is a perfect temperature for here. In England, that would be ridiculously hot. But anyway, it's time for the easy run. Again, you can still hear I'm congested. It's not ideal. So keeping my heart rate low and as far down as possible is going to be pretty difficult, but that's going to be the goal. I'm just going to take it nice and easy. I honestly don't care if I'm hitting like 6.5 minutes per kilometer. I just want to get through it, get moving. Sometimes I feel like when I do run when I'm ill or I open my lungs up, I actually end up feeling a bit better. So that's the plan. I can't stop on this marathon prep. I'd have to be down, out and bad in order to stop. But yeah, the goal for this easy run, pace it nice and easy. That should be your goal with all your easy runs. Keep that heart rate low. Don't make the route too difficult where it's going to push you up hills and you're going to really struggle to keep that heart rate down. Try and find as flat of a route as possible, which we've got now, and just keep that heart rate low. So without further ado, time for this easy run on top of the push session we did earlier. Let's get it. This is what the easy run should be like, people. Being able to maintain a conversation with your buddy. That is actually what coaches will put in their plans. It will say a pace target at a conversational pace. And that is literally what it means. Be able to converse while you're running. If you're getting to a point where you're like, don't talk to you, that means you're working too hard for an easy run. That is how you should be feeling on your long runs where you're testing your paces and on your interval and tempo workouts. Not how you should be on the easy runs.
I'm here with Jay, just keeping him some company on his easy run. And I was just saying to him, if we push each other just 10% harder every workout, that will compound throughout our training blocks and that will shine through on race day, and that is the goal. Don't feel like it's a bad thing to need someone with you. Like, I'm the type of person, because of my ego, I like to think I don't need anyone, that I can do it on my own. But truth of the matter is, I've noticed so much. When me and Mikey run together, every single bit of that run, when normally I would feel myself falling off, my friend being there as someone who's fit as well, I know he's able to push and I want to keep up with him, so I push myself that much harder.
Average heart rate at the moment, guys, is about 140. Right guys, so easy run wrapped up. Was about a 6.5 minute per kilometer pace, which you should not judge because your easy runs are meant to be easy, and considering the circumstances, that's what I wanted to do. Keep it nice and slow, keep my heart rate down. There's no such thing as going too slow. And that is what this video was about today, coaching you through a push workout and an easy run. Tomorrow, and on the next episode, you will see a leg workout and a tempo session, so stay tuned for that one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and smash the like button. Comment down below what videos you'd like to see on my channel. Follow me on all my socials, and I'll see you all in the next one.